Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to demonstrate how to create a table in Microsoft Excel 2007 or later, how to format that table, and how to summarize that table with a pivot table. Now, we have some data already set up that has headers. We have the employee ID, last name, first name, and tenure bucket. There's two ways to create a table in Microsoft Excel. In this case, since we already have the data on the sheet, I'm going to go on and just highlight the data. And on your home tab, go to Format as Table and select the style or template that you would like for your table. In this case, I'm going to do Table Style Medium 2. My table does already have headers, the employee ID, last name, first name, and tenure bucket. So I'm going to leave it as is, check marked, and hit OK. Microsoft Excel will automatically switch tabs to the Table Tools tab under Design, and it will give the table name table 6 in this case, since I had already created some tables prior to creating this video. But I'm going to go on and rename this table to employee table. I'm going to hit enter. This is one way on how to create a table. The other way to have created this table, let's say that you did not have the data yet. I'm going to go on and use sheet 2 as an example. You would select the amount of cells that are going to contain headers. In this case, we have the employee ID, the first name, last name, and the tenure bucket. And go ahead and go to the Insert tab and select Table. Since right now we don't have any headers yet, you can leave that unchecked. My table has headers, and hit OK. Excel will again do the same thing where you'll give your table a table name. You can rename it if you'd like, and it'll automatically put headers for you, column 1, 2, 3, and 4, where you can change that up and start entering data. If you need to resize the table, make it a little bit bigger, simply select Resize Table and change. You can use your cell selection, or you can just simply change the row number. In this case, we can do row 10, and it's going to go on and extend the table down to row 10. In case you're not seeing the table tools or design where the table information is in there, it's probably because you're not clicked within the table. As you can see, that tab disappears, but the moment you select the table again, you will be taken back to the Table Tools Design tab. So I'm going to go on and navigate back to our sheet 1 where we have our data. Now if you want to format the table, you can use the same method that we use on the top right corner under the Design tab, or even on the Home tab where you can do Format as a Table, but as long as your table is selected. I'm going to go on and do it from Table Tools, where you can scroll through the templates and designs, and you can change it up if you'd like. To change it, simply click the template that you would like to use. I'm actually going to leave it as is. Now, the next thing that we're going to want to do is create a little summary with a pivot table. Looking at this table, a company may want to observe the tenure bucket, how many employees fall within a certain bucket. This is a very common request from human resources or other departments within an organization. So that's one thing that we'll do here is we're going to do summarize with a pivot table. And because we had already had the mouse clicked within the table, Microsoft Excel has already inserted the employee table name into the select a table or range field. So we're going to go on and select OK. Excel has now created a separate sheet where we can create the pivot table. So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to put the tenure bucket on the left, our row labels, and I'm going to want to get a count of those tenure buckets. So again, this is the number of months. I'm going to go on and go back to my data here because I'm seeing a 3 here, which I don't recall setting up. Can you just give me a moment here? Yeah, I actually did put a 3 here. I'm going to change that up to 0 to 3, and this is actually going to be a good demonstration because anytime that data changes within your table, you want to refresh your pivot table. So I'm going to go back to sheet 5. I'm going to go on and select in here, go to pivot table tools on the top, and I'm going to go on and hit refresh. And that 3 that was just by itself has now disappeared. So the next thing that I'm going to want to do here is drag the tenure bucket also into the values category. Now luckily Excel has already set up the view the way I want it. It's counting the tenure buckets. We have 5 people that are within 0 to 3 months, 8 people that are 18 plus months, 3 people that are between 4 to 6 months, and 4 people that are 7 to 12. And all this is doing a count of tenure bucket from sheet 1. That concludes this portion of this video. I hope you enjoyed the video on setting up a table and summarizing with a pivot table. Thank you for watching.